Hello, all you beautiful people. I'm Mizzz Sally Pryde. That's with 3 Z's and a Y because why not? And in this video, I'm going to be taking a test to see if I'm actually transgender or not. Yeah, I know I'm trans, but let's see if the internet agrees. All joking aside, you are the only person who knows if you are in fact transgender. That is something for you to figure out, and no one should be able to dictate that. You need to learn more about the world around you and find your place in it. It's a hard thing to do, but it is so worth figuring this out for yourself. All right, so we have the test here. Question 1. What kinds of toys or games did you play in your childhood? So if you've seen some of my videos in the past, you will know that I'm a pretty big bookworm, especially when I was a child. However, I did play with toys. Like, I had a Lego Harry Potter set and everything. Yes, I know the irony and all that sort of stuff. And I made a YouTube short about that. Anyway, let's get back to this. Dolls, football, skipping, jump roping, or trucks. Now here's the thing, I didn't quite play with any of these growing up. Definitely did not want to play football. Definitely was not playing trucks. I was not athletic enough to be skipping. I guess by process of elimination, dolls, I guess, would work. Your friends are mostly the same sex as you or opposite. So for my friends, I have a pretty good mixed group of friends. So I have friends who are assigned male at birth, assigned female at birth, and a good mix of gender identities in there as well. So I'm going to say 50-50. If you see a parking space, but you have to drive backwards, and the parking space is quite narrow, what do you do? In this case, I'm going to be a little bit more cautious. So I'm looking for a different place. That sounds about right for me. I park carefully. That sounds a little too risky, even if you're being careful. Without thinking much, you drive backwards. I would say I would look for a different place. What movies or series do you like to watch the most? Now, here's one that's a bit interesting because I'm also autistic, and that sort of impacts how I see the world as well. So let's go through this one at a time. So I'm going to eliminate drama right here. And the reason being, well, there are great dramas out there. A lot of the times I can't really get invested in them because it's often based on social communication skills that I just don't really have. I can't really recognize faces. I can tell if you're smiling, but I can't tell if your smile is sincere. So for that reason, drama's off the list. Because most dramas make it difficult for me to actually understand what's going on because there's this relationship between understanding the face and other social cues. Whereas in my own real life, what I do is I just ask people, how are you feeling? I don't rely on your face. I just ask and then go from there. So not drama. Historical and documentaries are great, but I don't watch them particularly often. Action and adventure. There are good action and adventure movies, but oftentimes I kind of get bored with them. Romances. There are good ones out there, but I often get bored with them. But I am a big horror fan, so I will select that. Which of these words describes you best? Creative, nice, modest, me, introverted, and open. Okay, so this is a bit of a tricky one. Am I creative or am I open? Now, I'm a very open trans woman at a time in which it's not a good time to be out as trans. So therefore, I'm going to say, oh, how do you deal with a situation where you have an argument with a friend? So for this, actually, I don't really have that many arguments with friends. So I would say it happens so rarely, I don't even know. What name would you like to be called by? This is pretty easy for me because, well, I chose my name. I chose a feminine name. Well, I do love my current name. I'm going to go with feminine because I think that's what they're going for. And I didn't like my masculine name, so yeah. Do you often fantasize about being a different gender? So right now, I do not fantasize about being another gender. I am female and I'm happy as female. I would rather die than go back to the life I had before transition. That's how happy I am. But before I transitioned, yeah, this was a frequent occurrence for me, so I would say all the time. Has anyone ever mistaken your gender? So before I transitioned, people mistaking me for female, which is actually correctly gendering me, mainly happened when I was a child before my voice dropped. So I would say it happened a few times. And really, for me, looking back, that was a euphoric moment for me, even though I didn't have the terminology for it. If you had the chance to change your gender, would you do that? So I wouldn't change my gender. I'm happy as female. I've always been female. There was no point where I was male and then became female. I was always female. I'm just living my authentic self now. So I would not change it. However, going back, especially when I was a child and didn't know what being trans was, I would have said yes. You like wearing the clothes that are typically made for the opposite gender. So putting myself back into the position of where I was before coming out to myself, I would say I definitely would like to try it. Because I desperately wanted to at the time and it was keeping me up. I couldn't sleep. It was a mess. Do you accept your birth name? No, I never liked my birth name. So, have you ever noticed that you behave differently from other people your gender and age? Well, yes, I'm autistic and trans, but even then, I didn't behave like other autistic people in my age and supposed gender. So it's like, really? And after transitioning, I realized, oh yeah, I'm much more like the girl. When I started the transition, it became clear to me, like, yeah, this is who I am. This is like great. And I started interacting with other women as a woman, and it was a really empowering experience for me. And that's one of my favorite things about being a woman. Get along so much better with the women as women, even men. I get along better with men as a woman because I'm happier. So remember, you can't be good to other people if you're not good to yourself. Have you ever wondered what it would have been like if you had a different gender? Well, obviously I did. So, like, and I thought about it almost every day. Are you currently in a relationship? I'm going to say no. I have been in relationships in the past, but not currently in one. And no, that's not an invitation for you to hit me up in the comments. Surprise, surprise, I'm trans. Who could have predicted that? Who could have predicted that? Well, maybe me. So what I want people to take away from this is gender is a real like complicated thing. These tests, while they shouldn't be the only place you go to for questioning your gender, like go see a therapist and talk it through because it's a complicated thing. But these quizzes can actually help you sort of figure things out and ask the right questions. These questions are rather simple, but they bring up some interesting questions there, and I really think that's important to bring up. If you like this video, please like it, leave a respectful comment, and subscribe. I also make a whole bunch of other videos if you'd like to watch those too. Thank you. Goodbye.